In this video we are going to talk about top 5 Canadian GP moments. So before starting, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. Number 5. The Wall of Champions claims its first victims. The genuine thrill of Formula One is watching drivers risk their lives. To some extent, they all do, but the best drivers push themselves, their equipment, and their surroundings to the ultimate edge, which is why they're so exciting to watch. The final chicane at the Circuit Gilles-Villeneuve necessitates a no-compromise, unwavering approach, with vehicles needing a forceful exit to lose as little speed as possible on the long backstretch while maximizing speed down the main straight. That may explain why the best drivers, those eager to get the most out of the corner, are the ones who frequently get it wrong and push their luck too far. 3 world champions, Damon Hill, Jacques Villeneuve, and Michael Schumacher, misused the chicane in the 1999 Canadian Grand Prix, and each of them paid for their pursuit of perfection with their afternoons, their cars clouding the concrete wall lurking on the outside. After that race, the barrier, probably the most famous and iconic in the sport, became known as the Wall of Champions, the one spot where limitations must be respected rather than attacked. Number 4. Robert Kubica's horror crash. In the 2007 Canadian Grand Prix, Robert Kubica was lining up a pass on Jarno Trulli at the hairpin when his front wing collided with the back of the Toyota. Kubica, unable to control his BMW Sauber, lifted off the ground and brushed over one concrete barrier before colliding head-on with another. The car bounced back across the track, somersaulting in mid-air, before crashing into the opposite side barrier, which it slid over for many meters before coming to a stop on its side. Kubica's feet were visible poking out of the monocoque due to the crash's ferocity, but the Polish driver was unharmed, according to BBC Sport. Kubica would miss the next weekend's United States Grand Prix because his car was driven by a child named Sebastian Vettel in Indianapolis, but the impact of the incident on F1 was considerable. If that event had occurred only a few years ago, there was a good chance it would have resulted in a fatality. F1 has passed a terrific test of new safety measures at the Circuit Gilles-Villeneuve, which is still undoubtedly one of the more dangerous tracks on the calendar. Number 3. Nigel Mansell celebrates too soon. Nigel Mansell thought he was on his way to a commanding victory in the 1991 Canadian Grand Prix. After leading every lap of the 69th and final tour, the British driver opted to treat it as a victory parade, waving to the audience from the cockpit of his Williams. Mansell's car stuck as the RPM decreased as he approached the hairpin, one of the most popular spectator hotspots, with grandstands bordering the corner, a direct result of his carelessness, lack of awareness, and self-satisfaction. Mansell's celebrations were cut short when his car came to a standstill just 2 turns from the finish line, leaving his great nemesis, Nelson Piquet, to inherit the victory for Benetton, whom he had battled with such intensity at Williams in 1986 and 87. According to Mike Wise of Sky Sports, Piquet acknowledged that he had been fortunate, but refused to sympathize with Mansell, saying, "I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw him. It was fantastic, and I was quite fortunate. I have no sympathy for anyone." Number 2. Lewis Hamilton and Kimi Raikkonen collide in the Pittsburgh lane. The arrangement with the entry in the braking zone for the penultimate corner and the exit feeding cars almost onto the racing line at Turn 2, the Gilles-Villeneuve pit lane has traditionally been one of the most dangerous on the Formula One calendar. Because of the layout of the pit exit, a red light is frequently seen at the end of the pit lane during safety car conditions, forcing vehicles to stop before rejoining the track. Many drivers have been caught off guard by this over the years, with some being disqualified from races for ignoring a red light they probably didn't even notice. In 2008, when Lewis Hamilton and Kimi Raikkonen collided at the end of the slow lane, the red light created one of the most bizarre wrecks in Formula One history. Number 1. Sebastian Vettel error gifts Jenson Button victory. In the 2011 Canadian Grand Prix, Jenson Button received a drive-through penalty, collided with McLaren teammate Lewis Hamilton and Fernando Alonso in separate accidents, and completed 6 pit stops. Despite this, he was the first to reach the finish line. It was the kind of race where outright speed, the fastest vehicle, and the cleanest driver meant nothing compared to the age-old sports skill of being in the right position at the right moment. Jenson was always going to be the one to watch in wet conditions, which he has always flourished in. Michael Schumacher and Mark Webber both kept an eye on Button. But neither could stop the blue-helmeted McLaren from passing them in quick succession, allowing Button to launch a late charge on leader Sebastian Vettel. Seb's collapse came when, entering turn 6 on the last of the 70 laps, Vettel, the reigning world champion and winner of 5 of the first 6 races, dabbed a wheel on the wet stuff and half-spun his RB7, losing momentum and allowing Button to pass. What do you think about our video? Please let us know in the comments area below. If you enjoyed this video and would want to hear from me again, please subscribe and turn on the notification before leaving. Thank you for watching us.